Have you ever felt that silence says more than words? Because tonight, something in Taehyung's voice, something in his eyes, told a story that no fan was ready for. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe for more BTS stories that touch your heart, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you see their bond forever. It all started with a single interview, one that felt ordinary at first. But when the question came, what does Jungkook mean to you? Taehyung paused. And that pause, it wasn't just silence. It was memories. Years of laughter, fights, sleepless nights, concerts and promises, flashing behind his eyes. He took a deep breath, smiled softly and said, Jungkook, he's not just my brother. He's the piece of my youth I'll never get back. The room went quiet. The interviewer lowered the mic. And for a moment even the cameras forgot to blink. Because no one expected Taehyung to open his heart like that. You see, ever since BTS started their journey, fans have seen the bond between Jungkook and Taehyung as something magical. They were young, wild, curious, and full of dreams that felt too big for the world. They laughed the loudest, fought the hardest, but no matter what, they always found their way back to each other. But behind the cameras, their friendship wasn't always easy. There were nights when fame felt heavier than their smiles. Times when exhaustion made them forget who they were. And yet, they never stopped believing in each other. Taehyung once said, when I feel lost, I look at Jungkook, and I remember why we started this journey. And Jungkook once whispered in a vlog, Taehyung doesn't even realize, but he's the reason I don't give up. That's the thing about their bond. It's not loud, it's not perfect, it's real. Built on quiet support, unspoken care, and those small glances that only brothers share. But tonight, Taehyung decided to tell the truth that had been sitting in his heart for years. He looked down, his voice soft. There was a time, he said, when Jungkook and I didn't talk much. We were both growing, changing. I didn't know how to reach him anymore. His tone cracked, just slightly, but enough for everyone to feel it. He was trying to find himself, and so was I. But I never told him how proud I was of him, how much he meant to me. And then, he smiled again, that small, bittersweet smile Army knows too well. I realized one day, I don't have to say everything. Sometimes you just have to be there. And Jungkook was always there for me, even when I wasn't. The fans watching later that night said they could feel his emotion through the screen. It wasn't scripted. It wasn't planned. It was real and it was raw. Because the truth Taehyung revealed wasn't about drama or secrets. It was about love, the kind that doesn't need to be loud to be strong. Later, Jungkook posted on Weverse. He didn't write much, just a few words. Hyung, I read it. Thank you. And then a purple heart emoji. Purple heart. Simple, quiet, but enough to make millions of armies cry. Behind those words was history. Years of brotherhood, trust, and growing up together in front of the entire world. Sometimes people forget. BTS didn't just build songs. They built each other. They held each other up when the cameras stopped rolling. They were each other's family when the world felt too heavy. And tonight, Taehyung's truth reminded everyone that fame might change many things, but real love, real friendship never fades. Thought Balloon, when Jungkook sings, I see the boy who once stayed up all night practicing just to get one note right. Thought Balloon, when he smiles, I remember the times he cried quietly, thinking he wasn't enough. Those are the kinds of memories Taehyung carries. Not as a fan, not as a bandmate, but as a brother. And that's what makes this truth so powerful. Because it wasn't about revealing secrets. It was about revealing his heart. Days passed after that interview. But the world couldn't stop talking about Taehyung's words. Fans made edits, wrote letters, and shared old clips of the two laughing together. Like everyone was remembering the beauty of their bond all over again. But what people didn't know is that Jungkook had something of his own to say too. A few weeks later, during a live stream, Jungkook sat alone in his studio. No fancy lighting, No background music. Just him. His hoodie pulled up, a cup of coffee by his side, and that calm tone that always feels like home to ARMY. He looked at the camera and smiled softly. "I saw Taehyung's interview," he said, "and I don't know how to explain it, but it made me emotional." He paused for a second, tapping his fingers on the table. "You know, Hyung has always been that person who pretends to be strong. But I've seen him when no one's watching. He's human. He gets tired too." Then Jungkook laughed, that warm, shy laugh. "I just want him to know. I'm proud of him too." ARMYs in the comments started flooding hearts and crying emojis. Because in that quiet moment, without dramatic music or tears, Jungkook said everything that Taehyung needed to hear. And then came that night. The concert in Seoul. One of those unforgettable ones. When they performed Still With You. And halfway through, Jungkook's voice cracked just a little. He smiled at Taehyung, who was standing a few feet away. And for a moment they both just looked at each other. No words, no gestures, just that silent understanding. When the song ended, Taehyung walked over. He put his arm around Jungkook and whispered something in his ear. Fans couldn't hear it, but they saw Jungkook's eyes well up. And later, during the encore, Jungkook revealed what Taehyung said. "He told me." Jungkook smiled softly. "No matter what happens, don't stop being you. The world needs your light." The stadium went silent, and then it erupted in cheers. Because in that one sentence, Taehyung had said everything that ARMYs always felt. After the show, Jungkook wrote a letter. He never posted it publicly, but Taehyung mentioned it months later in a fan meeting. He said, "I got a letter from Jungkook. He said, 'Thank you for seeing me even when I didn't see myself.'" And that's when Taehyung's voice broke. He looked down, smiled through his tears and said, "That's why I'll always protect him, not as an idol, but as my little brother." You know, sometimes we think idols are untouchable, that they live perfect lives with no cracks. But Taehyung and Jungkook, they remind us that behind the fame, behind the lights, they're just two souls who grew up together, learning, falling, healing. And maybe that's why ARMY loves them so deeply. Because their story isn't about perfection. It's about honesty. It's about standing beside someone through the storms. And knowing that even if the world changes, your bond doesn't have to. In the end, Taehyung once said in a vlog, "When Jungkook laughs, I feel peace." Maybe that's what family means. Finding peace in someone else's happiness. And maybe that's what being part of ARMY really means. Feeling every joy and every tear with them. So tonight, if this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe. Because there are more BTS stories that will make you feel, not just listen. Purple Heart.